So I know that Naruto Storm Connections is pretty far away from releasing. We're still in those early stages surrounding the initial trailer announcement. Regardless of that though, today I want to talk about the 5 things that I believe should be in Naruto Storm Connections. I also understand that these 5 things don't have to happen in any particular order, and where I place them doesn't determine their importance. Off rip, I'll go ahead and tell you that I haven't been on Naruto Storm 4 in the longest time. The current predicament that that game is in is probably something that I haven't really experienced in a way that some of you probably have experienced. So also understand that the things that I want to see or I expect to change within the game from a technical standpoint are going to be a lot different, just to kind of get that out there. But the number one thing that I would like to see change, at least from what I can remember with my experience of playing Storm 4, is the disconnection penalty. Right now in Storm 4, I know that on the player cards you're able to see the disconnection frequency, and in most cases it gives you a gauge or an idea of how this player plays and what to really expect if you decide to actually go through with a match with this individual. The disconnection frequency is there to shame you. I understand it's a site of humiliation, right? It doesn't speak to how it affects the individual who's playing in rank, right? Because BP is still being transferred. The loss of BP and the gain of BP has always been important with rank. It has been since they decided to add rank to the game, since like Storm 2 or Storm 3. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Personally believe that the disconnection penalties should exist for those who are currently going through connection issues or who are abruptly trying to unplug their PlayStation or some shit like that. And I'm pretty sure you guys have experienced this, and I've experienced it quite well on my end, as you know, too, whenever I played Naruto Storm 4, and I'm pretty sure that's something that's still happening to this day, regardless of the time frame that you decide to play it. So yes, disconnection penalties should be a thing in online play, more so specifically with ranked. If you are playing a game mode that requires you to earn some form of points to rank up within the system of the online ranking in the game itself, if there's going to be a reward, there has to be a rule that has to be met with the reward. If that reward exists and it continues to exist and people continue to get it, of course, then penalties should also exist on the opposite coin of that. The second thing that I want to go ahead and talk about is rollback netcode. Now this is a tricky one. Rollback netcode has always been talked about in regards to fighting games. Now for me personally, because I'm not someone who plays too many traditional fighting games, rollback netcode to me was a little bit different because I had to learn what it was, what it meant, and at least the definition of it. And probably some of you who are watching this video who probably only play Storm related games or anime related games probably don't know what rollback netcode may be. And maybe you do, and that's great. But rollback netcode has been something that people have been asking for in fighting games for the longest time. We see people echo this same sentiment whenever it comes to Dragon Ball FighterZ. We also see the same thing being echoed for Xenoverse, if I'm not mistaken, in the past. I don't even remember if Xenoverse got an update for that or anything like that at all. But we've also seen the same thing for the Demon Slayer game for Hinokami Chronicles. And obviously rollback netcode and 60 FPS have always been hand in hand as far as what people are really asking for whenever it comes to the online play for these games. A rollback netcode is definitely something that I want to see be implemented into Naruto Storm Connections, if that is possible. Now keep in mind, I understand that asking for rollback netcode in a Naruto game may be a little crazy, right? Like that's a little up there on the pole of requests, but it is something that I would love to see happen if it is possible. The third thing that I want to go ahead and add to this would be stage transitions. Now I remember Naruto having stage transitions. I believe this was with the Clash of Ninja as well. Maybe it was the Clash of Ninja series. I don't really remember, but I know that there's ring outs with the Storm games, but there aren't any form of stage transitions, and that would just be really nice to have. It creates another dynamic for the game, especially for online play, and I feel like it's just a nice addition to a game that's been out for a long period of time that we don't typically get a chance to really explore like that. Like the world of Naruto has always been expanding, even with the series of Boruto, and we've seen the changes with Boruto. Like the landscape of Boruto is so significantly different from Naruto. It's insane. It'll be kind of cool to see some of those transitions happen with that, you know, in that way. It'll be cool to be fighting on the Leaf Village or within the Leaf Village of the Naruto era, and then once you go into a stage transition, that stage transition goes into the Boruto Leaf Village era. It's a small detail, and it's pretty minute, and it's probably not important to a lot of people. But again, a lot of the things that are on this list to me personally are very casual related. I know there's a lot of people who are out there that are playing this game for a whole different reason, but I think that if you want to increase the lifespan of the game, the slice of life, really, you know, if that's the best way to put it, or the quality of life, rather. The fourth thing would be crossplay. Now, when I say crossplay, I don't necessarily mean crossplay cross-platform. Cross-platform is just something that I would not want to see, just because we understand the issues and the limitations of the PS4 and the Switch, as well as the Xbox One. But crossplay between the PS5 and Xbox Series X would be something that would be great, I believe. And I hate to exclude those who have the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One or a Switch. It's not to say that I don't wish for you to have it. It's just that if you are to have it, if you're going to have crossplay, then you're able to play with those who are on Xbox One as well as the Switch, opposed to being able to play on the PS4 and play against someone who's playing on the PS5 online. And I only say that not because I don't think it's deserved. I just say that because I know for a fact that if you're playing this game on the PS4 and you're playing it online, number one, you're not playing it in 60 FPS. So there's already a disconnect there as far as the accessibility and the overall connection. But with that being said, though, if crossplay is number 4, for me, number 5 will be the official competitive play. Now, what this means is that right now, I know that there's a lot of people who have created their own groups and little organizations and tournaments and things of that nature for Storm 4 since its release. Hell, I would like to even think that a lot of these tournaments and things like that were made even prior to Storm 4, starting with Storm 3. It's great to see. I've always seen YouTube videos of people playing up against each other in competitive play. You know, people have created their own rule sets, their own bans, and their own servers as far as like Discord for communication and things like that. So official competitive play is a thing. It's just that it's not something that's completely official. You know, I think it'll be nice for Bandai to support something like that as far as an idea is concerned for Naruto Storm Connections, especially when you're trying to leave the Naruto games in a state where you feel like you left it with a bang, that you've left everything out to give to the people who have continuously purchased these games over time. And that's not necessarily just a Bandai thing, that's also a CyberConnect thing as well. And I think that's something that they should work on with each other and make it possible. Have official competitive play exist for Naruto Storm Connections. That way you're seeing an increased percentage and replayability and lifespan of the game in itself. Storm 4 has already done so great by itself, just with the community being what it is and being able to support themselves with competitive play. Why not reward the people who have done that with your own official competitive play and give them the opportunity to run their own events and do things such as that to help garner a new wave of players. Anyways, that is my top list, or those are my 5 things that I would like to see in Naruto Storm Connections. Definitely leave some down in the comment section below. Like, what are some things that you would like to see in the game? What are your 5 things? What are 5 things that you would like to see in Naruto Storm Connections? And if you think some of the things that are on my list are kind of wrong, or you think something should be changed or something should be replaced, definitely let me know in the comment section. I'm always there to talk. I have no problem with communicating with you guys, and it's always fun. Until then, my name is Post Kuchki, and I'm out.